Hello, today I'm going to show you how to make this zombie cake. These are some of the items that I used. There will be a full list in the description box below. First, level the cakes with a serrated knife. Fill the cakes with buttercream and insert the 2 dowel rods. Then place the 2 cake halves together. Put your cake on a cake board, securing it with a bit of buttercream. Fill in where the 2 cake halves meet with buttercream. And ice the rest of the cake with buttercream. Once your cake is covered, place it in the refrigerator to chill. While the cake is chilling, get your fondant ready by kneading it. You can sprinkle some powdered sugar on your work surface to keep your fondant from sticking. Using a rolling pin and the yellow guide rings, roll out the fondant. We want this fondant to be fairly thick because we will be molding it and we do not want the cake to poke through the fondant. Smooth the fondant with a fondant smoother. Take the cake out of the fridge once the buttercream is set. Wet your fingers with water and rub them all over the buttercream to create a smooth base for your fondant. Pick the fondant up with your French rolling pin and drape it over the cake. Smooth the fondant out with your hands, working the extra fondant down. You will want to work from top to bottom. Make sure to smooth out the eyes, nose, and the mouth. I actually left my rolled fondant out a little too long and it developed what's called the elephant skin, which looks like rips and tears in the fondant, but it actually worked pretty well with this cake. Cut off any excess fondant. Smooth with a fondant smoother. Cut the fondant closest to the cake with a sharper knife to get a more precise cut. I patched up a couple of places in the fondant using a little bit of fondant and water to create a paste. Now use the fondant tools to create his face in any place you would like his face to have a gash. Create the teeth and the mouth with the veining and bone tools. I decided this zombie had its nose ripped off, so I hollowed out the nose with a little bit more with the fondant tools. I'm going to create a gash on the top of the zombie's head. I do that by rolling out a log of fondant and flattening the edges with my rolling pin. Attach it with a little bit of water. Mix water and fondant to create a paste. Using a palette knife, smooth on the paste to remove the seam of the cut we just created. Using a sharp knife, cut through the middle part of our gash. Pull back the open fondant. This will make it look like a large open cut. Use fondant tools to create texture on the zombie skin. Also, create craters with the ball tool where his ears would be. Use black color dust in the eyes, nose, ears, and under the cheeks. Attach the eye, which is white fondant, with a bit of water. Add brown color dust to his nose, forehead, and the back of his head. Add some yellow color dust as well. Paint the teeth with Wilton white icing color. Paint the black around the teeth with gel food coloring mixed with Wilton's lemon extract. Paint some yellow on top of the white teeth. Then, add powder and food coloring wherever you think it needs it. You can be pretty creative with this part. All of the colors that I used are listed in the description box below. Add black and red food coloring in the gash on top of the zombie's head. Mix some green color dust in Wilton's lemon extract and paint on the zombie's eye. Then paint a small black circle over that for the pupil. Add red color to all the parts that you want to look bloody. Paint the red squiggly lines on the whites of the eyes. Then add some more color. I'm I'm not sure what happened to my camera angle here, but just keep adding more colors to create more depth to your zombie. Once you're happy with the way your zombie looks, you can add your fake edible blood. If you have another board or stand to place your zombie on, you should move the cake before you add your blood. I learned that the hard way. I put the fake blood into a squeeze bottle and just squeezed it into the cuts and wounds on the zombie. Move the cake onto its stand or final board using an offset spatula and some buttercream to help it stay in place. I added a bit more fake blood once the cake was on its stand. And here's the zombie cake. I hope you enjoyed and have a happy Halloween!